Welcome to episode 1 of Kate's Food Fiesta. I just started my YouTube channel to be able to share my love of food. I love talking about food. I love everything about food. I get told I talk too much about food, so I thought this would be an opportunity for me to talk about it, and then only people who want to listen can listen. So each episode, I'm just going to share a fairly simple recipe with the hope that it'll inspire some people to eat some simple, tasty food, but also show them that it can be really easy to cook. And there'll also be some tips and tricks on how to make things easy or easier, or where you can perhaps do some cheats. So I really just want to share my enthusiasm and passion for food, and I hope you enjoy. So today I'm going to make my absolute favourite salad in the world. I think that when people think of salad, they don't think that it's particularly interesting. But this salad is full of flavour, it's really fresh, it's great for summer, and it goes with many different sorts of protein, or you can just eat it on its own. It honestly is really truly my favourite salad. So it's a zucchini, lemon, mint and feta. So we have a zucchini. This is a really big zucchini. I bought it from a place that sells sort of an imperfect range, and I always try to support local farmers where possible, or certainly Australian farmers. We have red onion, which needs to be thinly sliced. We have some fresh mint. This is out of my garden, but obviously you can just buy that in the supermarket. It does need to be fresh mint. We have the lemon, so the lemon rind will go in the salad. We make the dressing with the juice. The garlic also goes in the dressing, along with some olive oil and salt and pepper. We have some feta pre-crumbled here, so I like Greek feta, but you can use any sort of feta. And then I've got some toasted almonds that I toasted a little earlier. So all of this together will be making up this really delicious fresh salad. This is a quick guide on how to toast your almonds. Toasting almonds really deepens the flavour that they bring to this salad. You pour them into a pan and spread them around evenly, heating the pan up to a medium-high heat. As soon as you start to smell them, make sure you toss them around to toast them evenly, and be careful as they can burn quite easily and they really retain their heat. Okay, so we've talked through the ingredients, done a little bit of prep here. So I've already chopped up the mint and the finely chopped onions, and the feta was crumbled and the almonds are toasted. So what I'm going to do now is just do a little bit of food prep around the zucchini, the very large zucchini. So I've got this little implement here that I actually bought when I was on holidays in Vietnam. Cost me like $1. I just really like the texture that the grating squares give me when I do the zucchini. It also stops the zucchini from becoming too wet. But you can use whatever you've got. If you've got a box grater, which is your sort of classic grater, that's fine. Just be a little bit aware that your zucchini may become a bit wet, and you might just need to squeeze out some of the moisture before you put the other ingredients in. Another thing that I did was my sister asked me for this recipe, and I gave it to her, and she didn't have any grating equipment, but she had a spiralizer. So she made sort of some zucchini noodles and then just chopped them into smaller chunks. So you just, whatever works for you and whatever you've got is really good. So I'm going to take my zucchini. Now this is, as I said, incredibly large, but really you just shake it down, twist it around, so make sure you get all the bits of zucchini that you want. I don't know whether I'll be using quite all of this zucchini because it's about 3 in 1. But you can see it's that nice sort of almost matchstick texture, and for me that's just my preference, but you can use, like I said, whatever works for you, whatever you've got. This is about making it easy and using what you've got, not trying to go out and buy a whole bunch of equipment that you don't really need or may never use again. I happen to use this particular instrument a lot. I've definitely got my dollar worth out of it. Okay, so done all my zucchini. So if you were serving this immediately, you would just put everything together, including the dressing, and serve it. If you were, say, taking it to a barbecue or to someone's house for dinner, your contribution, you would just put all of the dry ingredients in and you would keep the dressing separate. So I'm just going to toss everything in now. So I've got my zucchini, and I pop my mint in there, finely chopped onions. Love my onion. Got to have all my onion in there. We've got the feta again. We're going to pop that in there as well. It's nice. The saltiness really works really well with all the other flavors of the lemon and the mint. And then we're going to pop the almonds in here. Now, if you're trying to be a bit healthy, just note that the feta and the almonds have got some calories in them, so you can just moderate your volumes of those according to, you know, what you need for your, for your weight loss regime or your calorie counting regime. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zest a lemon. Now, I love this being a really lemony salad, so I am going to zest the whole lemon. But again, this is about doing it to taste. If you don't like so much mint, you put a little bit less mint in. You just, have a bit of a play and see what really works for you. So I've got this zester, which I absolutely love. I use it all the time. It's got some square teeth. It's quite sharp. I find some of them are a bit, they're just a bit of hard work. So I really love this zester. You'd be able to buy them from any sort of homewares shop, I would imagine. But it actually really is quite sharp. So just be careful of your nails as you're doing this. But yeah, you just get in there and you just start zesting it. As I said, I really love using all of the lemon zest. It makes it really good. And then once you've zested it, always zest it before you try and juice it. We will be juicing this lemon and putting it into our salad dressing. It does make, I just like using the whole fruit. You might use lemon zest in something and then the lemon will sit there and not get used for, a couple of weeks, and then it sort of dries out. So I really like using in my recipes all of the products that I can, all of the ingredients. I don't like wasting any foods. Okay, so I've put all the, not dry ingredients, but not dressing ingredients into the bowl, and I've mixed it all around and sort of made sure that everything's sort of dispersed reasonably evenly. So the next thing we're going to do is make the dressing. So I've already juiced the lemon, and I've put I would say it's about 3/4 lemon juice to 1/4 olive oil. Recommend extra virgin olive oil, but again, use what you've got. I like having it, again, really lemony. It's a little bit healthier, there's a little bit less fat, I guess, in there, although olive oil is good for you. But yeah, that's just the sort of breakdown that I like, and that's what will be included in my recipe when I include it in the link. So the other thing that we need to do is our garlic. Now I am going to use my zester again. So this is a little trick. I'm not exactly sure where I found this from. A lot of people, you press it with a knife and you chop it up finely. That's all fine. I just find this a really easy way to mince my garlic. But also if you want to use garlic from a jar that's already minced, then go ahead. I personally prefer fresh garlic, but again, you've got to use what's easy for you, and it's about making the process easy. So all I do on here is I'm just grating it really quickly. For me, it's so much easier than trying to chop it up, and I can get a much finer or much more minced effect than if I was to be chopping it with a knife. I'm not a chef, so I don't have all those knife skills. Just take the little knob bit off there, and there's my minced garlic going in there. Now you see I've just got a little jar. This is just what was a mustard jar. I just use something that I've got. Again, don't need a special jar to make a dressing. The good thing is that if you don't need it all, you can actually put it back in the fridge and keep it for later for another salad. I also personally love a bit of cracked pepper, so I'm going to be putting a little bit of that in here. And the other thing I'm really going to recommend is some sea salt. I really love Celtic sea salt, is my personal favourite. It's chunky, it's mineralised, it's actually quite a different flavour. It's not just salty, it actually brings out the flavour in the food quite a bit more. Himalayan pink salt is a similar style of salt, but again, if you've got table salt, but just be aware table salt is very salty and will actually impact the flavour a bit more. And then you just give it a shake. As I said, you only need to use what you need to use of it. Less is more. I'll probably start with less and then put more on later. If you were going and taking this to someone's house, you would take this dressing in the jar. It will make the salad fairly wet fairly quickly. So I'm just going to pop that onto the salad. I am using all of this because the lemon wasn't particularly juicy. And you just mix that in so it coats all of the vegetables and ingredients. And then you've got a delicious lemony, minty, feathery, nutty salad that really will be a winner with anyone you serve it to. It is my favorite salad. So just to, things that it goes really well with. So I personally love eating it with some crispy skinned salmon or some lamb, some grilled lamb chops or a lamb steak perhaps, or even just some grilled chicken. So they're probably the things that I would normally serve it with, but you can have it with a tin of tuna. I'll sometimes have it for lunch just with some avocado if I'm just, trying to keep it a bit light. But yeah, it's a really tasty meal and I can't wait to eat this now. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. There is my zucchini, mint and feta salad. Again, the recipe will be linked below or popped below. Please feel free to write any comments or if you have any questions, I'll endeavour to get back to them as soon as I can. But yeah, this is Kate's Food Fiesta. So look forward to seeing you for the next one.